I don't know if that has any, it's like literally tied into, that could be an old fence post. I don't know if that's like just circumstantial evidence, but my girls, I wasn't here. I was with you fine folks. And there does seem to be, we're right here, right toward the corner of the property. Oh! Oh! Sorry, I'm getting excited. This, bro. Dude. Why would that, and they put that together.
We can't say they did.
Look at has tornillos.
I know, we can't say they did, but it was just...
Fifth and Yucaipa, Ahmed Belloso, at the Sanctuary Church, right in the back. There's a whole debate. Come on, baby, let's get out of here. Just leave it.
A source has now come forward with some disturbing information in the Emmanuel Haro case. This source is claiming that around midnight on August 12th, they were going out for a little midnight snack when they noticed Jake and Rebecca driving up and down this particular road. A road that has a church, a large field, and a construction site. Now, the source says that they thought it was weird because this car was just riding up and down the street as if they were looking for someone. And then here's where things get even weirder. The source claims that then Rebecca gets out of the car. She's walking down the street with a black stroller at midnight, folks. And she approaches the construction site and she goes to the back of the property. And that's the last thing this source claims that he saw. Now, why would anyone be taking their baby on a little stroll around this like creepy field / construction site at midnight? Okay? Obviously, that's suspect. Now, Ahmed, or on the Tita, obviously he's been in the area following up on leads and things of that nature. So he went out to this area, and like I said, it's kind of like an open field. There's some storage containers. You can tell they've been doing construction in the area. And he walked around the area for a little bit, and there's like a lot of loose dirt, a lot of fresh dirt. There's holes all around the area. I don't know if animals are digging the holes or what. But as you saw at the beginning of this video, he actually found some makeshift crosses sticking out of holes in the ground. Now, I don't think these crosses have anything to do with the case, because if you're trying to get rid of someone's remains, you're not going to leave a marker to make it easier for law enforcement or investigators to find. But nevertheless, supposedly, allegedly, Rebecca was spotted in this area on the 12th at midnight with a baby stroller. Now, luckily, after Ahmed found the crosses and did some looking around, he called law enforcement out to the area, and they came to the scene, and they started looking around. I don't know what they found, if anything, but I'm glad they responded as quickly as they did. They took the tip seriously, and they started searching, and as far as I know, this may be the first time that they've actually searched for Emmanuel outside of Emmanuel's home, because so far in this investigation, we know they've been focused on the home. I know they looked through a dumpster that was down the street from the home, but for the most part, I feel like the investigation has been contained in the home, and they believe that whatever happened to Emmanuel happened in that home, but they still don't have Emmanuel. So Emmanuel could be anywhere, right? So I think this is the first time that we've seen investigators and law enforcement actually search a different area. I want to go ahead and roll this clip really quickly so you guys can see what I'm talking about, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
Riverside County Sheriff's deputies have now entered the chat. Ahmed Belloso, you can see them here. They are going... Baby, bring the flashlight. You guys come over here. You can see here now, San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies have now entered the chat here. We don't know if it could be possibly an animal, or we don't know. And so thank goodness that the sheriff's deputies have now entered the chat here. to try to figure out if we can, in fact, get some answers on the tira. How you doing? I'm just gonna follow the deputies here. Do you mind if I walk with you, deputy or sergeant?
I'll just hang out here in case
Okay, so
we do something and it's not, we don't disturb a crime scene.
okay, that's fine. It's right. It should be right there by the 5th post. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would be a small hole in the ground. There should be a little makeshift cross. More to the right. There's a hole there.
I think where she's at. No, I think where she's at. Not there.
It's like it looked like might be like a gopher hole or something, and there was a cross directly on top of it.
Right behind it. Right.
On the tira. San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies have now entered the chat here, trying to find some clues. We found the cross in this direction here. You can see the sheriff's deputies now. We are helping them. That is me with the flashlight, by the way. Sheriff's deputies here. I'm just trying to help out. You can see just a vast area here on the theater. I'm just trying to light it up for them because it is in fact just very just a very vast area here. And not only that, but you can see, I mean, these people are all here, but can you guys all flash that way so we can show the people just look at how big this area is here, you guys. And if there's more fields past the deputies there. We did find like some sort of makeshift little memorial across. We don't know if it could be hollow, but you can see just there's a lot of ground to cover. Are those police on that side? Are those deputies over there? You can see more people here now. There's a hole here in the fence. Be careful for snakes. So there's a hole here in the fence, and people can literally, I mean, it's just so big. Thank goodness we have a good flashlight. One of our constituents, in fact, did show us. But it's just a very, you can see there's cars. It's just a big space. There's people here looking. There's nothing there. I already looked at that box. But, I mean, you can see there's cars all back there. There's a manhole here on the tira. And so, if anybody wanted to come out here to Yucaipa and just kind of look around, and you can see all these people here who have come and have now extended their services here. The community has really showed out for little Emmanuel. It's just a vast, we're on 5th and Yucaipa. We're on 5th and Yucaipa, and San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies are here. And they are now just searching. It is dark. You can see they are here talking with the property owner of the church here. We see the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department here from Yucaipa, California. They came straight to the back, so they knew exactly where we were. And so you can see them now. I'm going to let them talk to the church director here, or the pastor of the church. And so thank you so much, Deputy. You too, brother. So at least they'll call it in, and there's a very I'm sure there's a search coming in the morning. You can see just how huge this property here is, especially this portion of this field, which is very huge, bro. I mean, you can see people here now looking throughout. We have people all over this field here, kind of just searching for Emmanuel. And it's gonna take a joint effort. We need daylight. It's gonna be so hard to try to find any real clues, but reports came in that Rebecca Haro was seen pushing a black stroller at midnight on August 12th, 2 days before the phone call. And so it's just very strange. The sheriff's deputy is now leaving the chat there. Thank you so much for showing up. All right.
Can I just quickly point out the fact that this clip proves Jake's lawyer wrong? Because Jake's lawyer was complaining that law enforcement isn't doing anything to find Emmanuel, that they're not out here searching for Emmanuel, but they are. This clip proves it. When Ahmed called the police, letting them know, hey, we got some tips. Something may have happened out there. The police showed up. They came and searched the area because they do want to find Emmanuel, but they're not going to follow up, or they weren't going to follow up with Jake and Rebecca's nonsense. They knew that Jake and Rebecca were lying. That's why they're not going to go on. That's why they didn't go on a wild goose chase for Jake and Rebecca. That's why they weren't out there, oh my God, this potential sighting of Emmanuel must be real. They didn't follow up with none of that nonsense because they knew it was nonsense. But as far as looking for Emmanuel goes, yes, law enforcement is looking for Emmanuel. Now, the crosses in that area are kind of freaking me out right now. Don't get me wrong. I don't think they have anything to do with Emmanuel. But why are all of these makeshift crosses at that construction site or field or whatever you want to call it? I know there's a church nearby. In fact, this property may belong to the church, but I don't think members of the church are sitting there at Sunday service, just hammering nails, crafting little crosses to go put out in the ground at the construction site. So I'm wondering what's going on there. Are tweakers tweaked out, around the church, and they have a spiritual moment and they make their makeshift crosses while they're high on Adderall or something? I don't know. Or is this like an area where people go and bury their pets? You know what I mean? There's a lot of crosses out there. I didn't even show all of the footage, but there's at least 3 or 4 crosses out there. Are people coming out there? Is this like an area that people know where they go and bury their cats and dogs and stuff like that? I don't know. Is this like some sort of makeshift pet cemetery? That's what is creeping me out right now, because the crosses aren't there for no reason. And typically when you see a cross sticking out of the ground, that typically means that something is buried underneath that cross. So yeah, I don't think Emmanuel has a grave marker or anything like that. But I'm just wondering, is this area known for people going and, burying stuff? I don't know. The fact that, the claims are that Rebecca was seen out there at 12 o'clock at night with the baby stroller. Okay? If that is true, we know damn good and well that she ain't going sightseeing with little baby Emmanuel. Hey, Emmanuel, let me take my 7-month-old out to this creepy construction site where people are obviously burying things, and let's just go walk around at midnight. No, so if she was indeed there, she was there doing something wrong. Okay? And if you're going to get rid of someone, maybe a construction site is a good place to do it, because maybe they feel like, a building or some structure will be built over it, soon or eventually. I don't know what was going through Jake and Rebecca's mind. I don't even want to know. I just want to know where Emmanuel is. So I think it's important that people follow up on every tip that comes in. So I'm glad to see that Ahmed and law enforcement was out of the area. I guess we'll wait and see if they did find anything. But for now, you guys let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.